Aha, I figured it out. Like I said before, I'm not very technologically advanced. Not one of my strong suits. Anywho, what's up, guys? Good morning. How are you this beautiful Tuesday day? If you're in Massachusetts, go vote today. Today you're voting for, I'm going to be honest, I don't fucking know. But I know you're supposed to vote today in Massachusetts, so go do that. What's up, peeps? Good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Tea. I'm Tamar Israel. So what we're doing today is we're going to go back to the basics, right? So I'm a poet. It's what I do. It's what I've done since I was like 12, 13, somewhere around there. It's what I've always done. And it's what always has propelled me forward. So stick to what you know. I know poetry. So that's what we're going to do. Part of Coffee with Tea moving forward is we're going to have poetry each week, either from myself or from poets that I like and admire and inspire. And hopefully you'll like them and they'll inspire you. Who knows? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go back to the basics. We're going to do some poetry. I'm going to read a poem from a TEDx talk that I did about consent and boundaries. It's called TEDx Poem. Yeah, I'm good at naming things. It's a gift. We're also going to talk about mental health. So I found this really cool, well, I thought it was a really cool article and I want to share with you. Hopefully you like it too. It is 4 ways to cope with racial trauma amid the coronavirus pandemic, and it's written by Courtney Connley from NBC article. So we're going to check out that today. We're also going to say, I have a funny story to tell you about loneliness. I know it sounds sad, but it's pretty fucking funny. So I'm going to tell you that story. It just happened a couple days ago. We're going to talk about Chadwick Boseman. We're going to say goodbye. And then we're going to get up out of here. So, yeah, happy Tuesday. Let's start off with a poem. It's my favorite way to start off most days. Yeah, so this is a TEDx poem. It's called TEDx Poem. I used to draw lines in the sand during windstorms. I'm changing my position, getting flexible with forgiveness. I spit my poetry in the mirror so my dreams are a vision. I practice persistently, but still perfect won't kick it with me. I'm finally up on my feet. I'm shaking hands with success and defeat. My limit is my limit, and I don't have to explain it. Me? I like my lessons dipped in questions, topped with information, and sprinkled with patience. I have a suggestion. Just give me a second. Take a listen. Let's stop running into empty, burning buildings without the facts. What we need to do is sit down and talk, ask a few questions, listen to the answers. What I'm going to do from this moment on is I'm going to lead with respect. All are welcome to join. Thank you. So that's a poem I wrote for TEDx. And speaking of TEDx, today is Frank's birthday. Frank was, well, I met him through TEDx. He was part of the team. Each person has like their own team to help you really finalize your idea. Doing a TED Talk is a very long process, but it's super fun. And so Frank was part of that team. He helped me prepare, helped me memorize. He was helped me organize. He was just such a lovely, kind man, and he gave the best freaking hugs. Now, I'm not saying it's a Brian Rice hug because those are really freaking awesome, but it's very close. So happy birthday, Frank. I hope you have a wonderful day. You deserve it. You're a phenomenal person. So moving on. We're gonna talk about, oh, good morning. Hi, Okita from your other daughter. Y'all hear that? Well, you didn't hear it because like she wrote it, but I heard it when she said it in my head out loud. Yep. So we're gonna move on. I found this really cool article that I enjoy. So I still haven't found a therapist yet. One, I don't have insurance. When I do have insurance, when I set all that up, because moving is such a pain in the balls, when I set up my therapist and all that, finished moving, stuff like that, I'll find a therapist. But in the meantime, I've been talking to friends and trying to find ways to not just cope with how I'm feeling, but try to understand my feelings, where they're coming from. And the way that I do that is I read articles and talk to friends and, look at videos and find things to try to unpack whatever it is that I'm feeling. So I found this article and I thought it was really cool. It's by NBC or CNBC. It's 4 ways to cope with racial trauma amid the coronavirus. It was written June 10th, 2020 by Courtney Connley, and she broke it down to 4 different helpful tips. Sorry, my phone for some reason was just like, "Oh, are you talking to me? What did you want? What do you need?" And it started finding articles about 4 ways to. Anyway, technology is scary. So, way number 1 is to recognize the personal impact of these stressors, right? So in the article, she says, one of the first steps to knowing how to cope and deal with racial trauma is to first identify how these experiences are impacting you personally. Experiencing and seeing ongoing acts of racism can impact you on a mental, emotional, and physical level. So how are you holding your stress? Where do you hold your stress? I hold mine in my shoulders. So when I go to the gym, when I start on the treadmill, I just start working that out, baby. You got to get that stress out. Trying to figure out what it is that's pissing me off and where is it coming from. I think that's super important. So number 2 was to meditate. Oh my Lord. So I'm friends with Ayana Parent. A lot of you know Ayana. She's freaking awesome. She's a wonderful person. She does a lot in the community on the Cape. And she's been trying to get me to meditate. Yeah. My brain just doesn't stop. I'm always thinking about like what's coming next. I know I'm not the only one. But Ayana had this really great idea, well, she told me, she said, when the thoughts come, just let them come and then go back to silence, And that's how you meditate. Like you sit in silence, and as thoughts come, you recognize them, see what they are, and then you let them go. You don't hold on to the thought. Like if I'm sitting meditating, and it's usually something weird as shit, like, I don't know, when I go out, when I go out to dinner, I like to watch people eat and then guess when they're gonna swallow. Yeah, that's weird, but that's what comes up in my mind. So when I'm thinking that, it's just like, well, that's kind of funny. And then I chuckle and then I let it go. And then I think about the next thing. So that's been something that's somewhat helping me if I could just sit down and do it. Number 3 was to be honest with others about how you're feeling. Boy, oh boy, could I use some more of this? I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I find it hard to say not just what I'm feeling, but to reach out because I don't want to, like a lot of people, I don't want to bother anybody. Like everyone's going through their own shit. So I don't want to be like, oh my God, hold my trauma. Like it just seems like so much to me. So sometimes I just don't reach out when I should. But this article says, during a time like today, when friends and colleagues are checking in to see how you're coping with the current news, it is important to be honest with your feelings and with your friends. If you have trusted colleagues, let them know what you're feeling emotionally. Just be honest with the people around you. There's this wonderful quote that says, I wish I knew who it came from. I would rather deal with your pain than deal with your death. Times are hard, bro. So myself included, let's just go. And if you're feeling whatever, talk about it. I swear to God, you're not the only one. And you're not alone, man. Go talk to somebody. Don't sit in silence. Number 4 was take time to unplug. That is the best advice I think anyone can get in 2020. Take time to unplug because Lord have mercy, the constant barrage of news and the 24-hour news cycle and the deaths of unarmed Black people and the coronavirus, and there are a million things that we're being inundated with every single day, especially through our phones, with our TV. So take some time to turn that TV off. Dear God, turn your phone off and just breathe for a second. So yeah, those are the 4 tips, 4 ways of coping with racial trauma amid the coronavirus pandemic. It is from CNBC and is written by Courtney Connley. I believe I shared that, or I will share this article in the chat so you guys can check that out. Yeah, so like I said, today is voting in Massachusetts. Please go vote. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what you're voting for. Don't know. But I know you should go, and I know you should look it up. So please, if you're not registered to vote, go register to vote, and then go vote today. Voting is super cool and super important. So I wanted to tell you this story. Gosh, since I've been here, I moved here the beginning of August, and my mom was kind of sick, so we were helping her rehab, and we hadn't gotten out much. Also, like Corona, it's a pandemic, so there's nowhere to go. Everything is closed. So other than talking to my family and friends online, I haven't really connected with anyone here because I can't meet anyone. I went to the grocery store a couple days ago, and I was walking through the grocery store, just giving my shit and whatever. And I go through the checkout lady, very nice woman, very nice woman. We had a wonderful conversation. We were talking about SpongeBob SquarePants, and we were talking about the pandemic. And it was just one of those conversations that just happened to just happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just has like a really cool vibe to it. Like, it was awesome, man. It was a great conversation. So I pay, and she starts talking to the woman next to me, and I keep talking to her. And then she looked at me like, okay. And I was just like, oh my God, we're not friends. You don't know me and I don't know you. You were just being nice. Let me go about my lonely day. So I said sorry. And she's like, oh my God, no problem. Don't worry about it. And I got back in the car and I was just like, you lonely bitch. Oh my God. She's not your friend. She's just doing her job. Calm it down. So that was what I did a couple days ago. I thought it was kind of funny, so I wanted to share it with you guys. And then I texted my buddy, and I was just like, "Hey, what you doing?" And we had a really cool conversation. So I got the interaction that I needed at that moment. But I thought that's pretty funny. So, guys, the last thing I wanted to talk about was Chadwick Boseman. I don't know about you, but I did not see that shit coming. 2020 is a mean some bitch. He was just one of the really, really good guys, you know? From the outpouring of love from his coworkers and from his family and friends, I didn't know him personally, but he sounded like a phenomenal person. And I really enjoyed his movies, from Black Panther to he played Jackie Robinson in 42. He played James Brown. Of course, he was Black Panther. He played in 21 Bridges. I really liked that movie. I thought that was a great movie. He played Thurgood Marshall. You guys should check that out. That's also a great movie. It hit me out of nowhere. I was just like, wow, life really is short. We should really give the people that we love their roses while they're here, because we don't know when it's going to end. We don't know what each other are fighting. We don't know our personal wars. So just be kind. I had no idea that he was sick, like a lot of other people. Be kind to each other. I thought that it'd be really cool to read some of his own quotes. Listen, Alexa, I don't have time. Pipe down. She's just rude. Alexa, stop. Just rude. She's just rude. Anyway, I thought it'd be fun to, well, not fun, but important to read some of his own quotes, because he has some really, really great quotes about life and struggle and moving forward. And I wanted to share a couple of those with you today, and then we'll get out of here, okay? All right. So one of the quotes he has is, You have you have to cherish things in a different way when you know the clock is ticking and you're under pressure. That yeah. When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left and could say, I used everything you gave me. It's a wonderful quote. Wonderful quote. Savor the taste of your triumphs today. Don't just swallow them all whole without digesting what is actually happening here. Look down over what you've conquered and appreciate what God has brought you through. Yeah, yeah. When you are deciding on your next steps, next jobs, next careers, further education, you should rather find purpose than a job or a career. Purpose crosses disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. And the last quote I will read of Chadwick Boseman. I don't know what the future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than success, the one that ultimately proven to have more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. This is your time. Those are wonderful quotes from a fantastic person, an amazing actor and artist. We say goodbye to Chadwick Boseman. Never thought we'd have to say that, especially not in 2020. Wakanda forever. So, that sucked. That really, really sucked. Like I said, we don't know what each person's individual struggle is. We don't know what people are going through or what they're fighting as we cross them on our paths. So please be kind. Remember that hurt people hurt people. So keep an eye on your pain. Stay safe. Godspeed. And I'll see you next week. Much love.